Well, later today.
What's
Sometime.
that? Yeah.
I have not yet seen the eXp Mexico presentation though.
I'll shoot it over to you.
Okay.
It's basically the same as the one here. I mean, the model is the same.
Hello.
There he is. Ismael, how you doing?
I'm great. Sorry, I wasn't able to join.
That's
How's
okay.
everything doing?
Going great. Hey, first of all, thank you so much for making time. I'm sure your schedule is nuts. So
It's it's been quite fun.
yeah,
Good.
but no, we
I can
appreciate. So we want to do quick intros just so you know who's on the call today, and then we'll get kind of right into it. So my name is Ken Gafka. I'm a eXp agent here in the Denver, Colorado area, and Dustin Brome is my direct sponsor. Dustin's based out of Salt Lake City. He's been with eXp for what, about 2 years now, Dustin?
2.5.
2.5.
Yeah.
And I'm going on about I don't know, 7 months, I think.
All right.
And Pedro, Pedro is somebody who reached out to me very, very recently through Instagram. Pedro is studying for his license here in the Denver, Colorado area.
All right.
And he's got some awesome connections in Mexico City through family and business associates. So he is super excited about the model. But because he's familiar with, you know, how the real estate business operates in Mexico, you know, he had some questions about maybe how it's going to play in Mexico versus how we see it play here. So we've listened to the Mexico webinar. We've reviewed the presentation. So we totally understand that the model is very similar in Mexico than to what it is here in the U.S. But you know, Pedro knows that the real estate business in Mexico is much less regulated.
Correct.
And
Well, non-regulated.
Well, yeah, okay. And you know, with that, many areas do not require real estate licenses. So just about anybody can call themselves a real estate agent and sell real estate. So
exactly.
We were kind of looking for your insights into how do you view those challenges? How do you see that playing out as you try to grow the market and as people like Pedro here in the U.S. who have connections in Mexico, you know, look to help you grow Mexico and sponsor agents. You know, the talking points might be a little bit different here in the U.S. when we talk to agents versus how we might talk to agents in Mexico to, you know, just to present a compelling case to join eXp.
Well, it'd be my pleasure. Well, I do know and understand that for you guys, talking about a country without a license sounds crazy. You know how they do that? How is that? There's no MLS? What? But you know what? We've done it like this since forever. So for us, it's normal. For us, it's the only way we know. And we do have our systems. You know, we're used to, unfortunately, we used to be working like this in the past. And the ones of us that we've all been on, you know, because there's two sides of this story, you know, the people that do not have a license, but is professionalized, let's say, you know, you're a professional, and the ones that aren't. And the ones that aren't, they're not like that because not because they did that. Not because they choose to be like that and have bad practices. It is because there wasn't anybody to teach them how to do things, you know. And this is a reality. So this presents itself like as an opportunity and a challenge. An opportunity because it is opportunity for everybody in Mexico to start a career and to be able to generate income for their family and to feed their family and grow and pay the school of their kids without having to pay a license or even make a huge investment to start a business. So this is very attractive. and a challenge because this same opportunity causes a lot of bad practices, what we've discussed, right? So we've done it all of these past years like this, and I've been, I used to be the national director of Keller Williams here in the country. So we had our systems, and these are the same systems, improved systems that we're going to establish within eXp. You see, the non-regulation comes along with a lack of service, a lack of knowledge, and a lack of value for agents too here in the country. So eXp comes with a huge value proposition for agents, and I'm pretty sure that all of the Mexican agents, well, I've seen it, I've seen it this past days. They are really, really interested on making this change, making this change to become a better realtor, to have better technology, to be educated. Agents in Mexico want to be professional. They want to grow. So this is going to be great for us. And yes, we're going to have our challenges. We're going to have our black sheeps sometimes, but at the same time, we're going to have a lot of good Mexican agents and success stories that we're going to share. And we're going to go alongside the way, making sure everybody has everything they need to grow their business. This is a very broad, romantic idea that I'm sharing with you. However, it's reality, and we can go point by point with each part of a transaction. How are we going to make sure that bad practices doesn't happen? We're building a very robust transaction coordination department to help agents get rid of that 80% of the business that does not generate money but generates a lot of problems, so they can be able to focus only on lead generation and lead converting. So through giving them value, we can mitigar the risk too. So we are taking a huge part of the responsibility of having all the contracts in the name of eXp, doing all the money laundry notices by ourselves, reporting all the transactions ourselves, doing all the contract ourselves, all the listings, all the letter of intent, and all the legal and tax and accountant and everything is going to be taken care of by eXp. And guess what? Agents are going to love this. They're going to love it. They're going to say, oh, finally, I'm not going to be the one who's running around with the notary and with the bank, and I'm going to have a team that's going to help me with that. So that's going to help us a lot.
So,
Yeah,
Ismael, are you seeing the incumbent competitors like Keller Williams, Coldwell Banker? What are they doing now to react to the launch, to preempt things that might be attractive to agents? And what are they telling agents about eXp?
Well, the only true competitor, it's Keller Williams.
Okay.
You see, Century 21 and Coldwell Banker are very, very traditional models that works with agents who want this. We're gonna have a couple of agents joining eXp from Coldwell Banker and Century 21 for sure. But I'm pretty sure that the main firm or brokerage switch is going to come from KW. Century 21 and Coldwell Banker are doing what they're always been doing. They're not going to do anything different. I know what Keller Williams is doing because I helped create this strategy when I heard the news that eXp was coming to Mexico. I got together with all my OPs in the country, and we did this strategy in order to help them protect them against. And now I'm here. So
Yeah, right.
what KW is doing, yeah, I know. I was the national director for Keller Williams and national director for eXp at the same time for a week. So you can imagine that in my transition period. So what KW is doing right now, they're implementing a model that acts like a counter offer for the stock option plans that eXp has. Without being a public company, KW Mexico has an internal company that owns stock from each and every market center in the country, and they're planning to do a program similar to the ICON program, where they do give stocks to high productive agents for this other company that owns 20% of every market center in the country. However, this company is not profitable. Market centers are not paying their profits to this other company, so they're kind of in a big trouble over there. Yeah, it's eXp and Keller Williams. It's fundamentally different too, because KW in Mexico has become a very good way for new agents to start. It's become like a little school. eXp is not going to do that. We do not have, at least in Mexico, the systems or the models to teach agents what a deed is, or what an exclusive is, or what a listing agreement is. How is it? We don't have the mentoring program yet. So at the beginning, at least at the beginning of the launching of eXp, we're going to focus a lot on high productive, or at least productive agents that already know what they're doing. Because if we hire new agents, we're not going to be able to give them value, and they will leave. They will leave. Unless their sponsor agrees to take responsibility for them, we can think about it. We can analyze if there's something that we should do. So the model in eXp, it's the best one in the country. I'm telling you this. It's there's no competition, honestly, in terms of cap, in terms of the split, revenue share. It's crazy. That's just crazy. That's why I'm here.
Right.
Well, that and other things, but a huge part of what I switched companies, and not only my job as a national director, also my team. I do have a very productive team that was part of Keller Williams that now on Monday they're going to be eXp. So it's the best one. It's the cheapest one. It's the one with the most value, the best technology, the best. I'm pretty sure it's going to have the best coaching programs or education training programs, at least in Mexico. I do know the mastery library from KW in the States is very, 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 very big and robust. However, it's not translated, and Mexican agents do not have access to it. So it's the best model available in the country for sure. And
So
I'm speaking a lot. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry. In terms of launch, I think on the webinar, I thought we heard November, but I'm not sure. But is there anything you can share? I know you can't be specific, but anything you
can be
share?
specific. Next Monday, November 30th.
November 30th. Okay, that's pretty damn specific.
Correct.
Okay. And I guess.
It's
Oh my God! Yeah,
we're gonna
that's
have a little chaos, but it's gonna be great.
Yeah. Well, Pedro just had a baby, so he's not sleeping. You're got a launch of a country. You're not going to sleep. So
it's like a baby too. It
yeah,
cries
right.
and kicks and and wants to be fed every day.
So I'm gonna let Pedro ask some questions, because I know, like I said, he's got family who are involved in both commercial and residential real estate in Mexico City. He's got great connections. Super excited once he gets his license here to help you build the team down there in Mexico. But wanted to give him an opportunity to ask a couple questions.
Great.
Thank you, Ken. Yeah, a lot of the questions you already answered, a lot of them. But one of my main questions was like, how is eXp going to regulate all these new agents that they're going to look at eXp and they're going to be like, I can make a ton of cash with this revenue sharing. So I don't care if I sell or not, if I get really good agents over there. And as you know, like at the end of the day, eXp, it's a multi-level company, but what I like is that it's completely focused on agents. So that's what, it's not going to end up like the other ones, but that's one of the worries that I had. like all these new agents looking at EXP and saying like, I'm just going to make money by enrolling people into EXP. So, but you already
Well,
answered. I don't know what kind of filters you're going to have. But yeah, I'm sure that's what I was telling Ken. I'm sure they already thought about it. If I'm thinking
Of
about
course.
it, I mean, you know.
No, and you're correct. You would guess the amount of people that have asked, "Hey, can I join without being a real estate agent? Just recruiting." I'm like, "Nah." We do have some big players in the country that are planning to do only this, and we're not even allowing them to do it. At least not right now. I don't know if in the future we together, the agents, because I'm planning to build un consejo, a council, where that helps me make all these decisions, to make sure that every decision we make is good for every agent in the country. Unless they choose and say that it's okay, well, then we'll think about it. But no, right now. It's a very good opportunity for the company and for the agents, and I'm not willing to risk it just for pennies. So yes, we're gonna be very careful.
That's good to hear. Another thing, I've been talking to some independent brokers. As you know, like a lot of brokers in Mexico, they just decide one day that they're going to be brokers, right? And you have like really amazing brokers, but at the beginning they had no idea what they were doing.
Yes.
I asked some of them like, hey, there's eXp coming into Mexico. Would you be interested in joining? And I mean, I was very surprised because I was like, independent brokers, they're going to be like, I'm not going to pay 30% of my commission to a company when I'm not paying anything to anyone.
Right.
But all these guys were like, okay, if they're offering actually legal backup, I like that. As you know, like how many people, they skip the real estate agent and then they take the commission, or they wait
Exactly.
until, okay, I have a 3-month contract. I'm going to wait for 3 months and then I'm going to talk directly to the owner. That happens a lot in Mexico.
Exactly.
And a lot of people like are craving to have a backup, as you just said before,
Exactly.
which I think is great. But what would you say if I speak, I don't know, to the owners of brokerage, like why is it so appealing for them? Because these guys are actually making a lot of money over there. They have their agents working for them. Why would they bring all their team, or why did you bring all your team into eXp when they have their entire business structure and everything with a traditional?
Well, of course, this is a very complex. It's a very simple answer with a very question with a very complex answer. But I will summarize it like this: it doesn't matter how productive we are. We always want two things. At least this is the common ground that I've found in Mexico. I can speak for Mexico. I've been doing this consulting a long time. They want more money, or they want more time to spend with their family. That's it. Especially the high productive ones. If they're really, really productive, most likely they're being productive themselves, and they don't have time. They're working 24 hours a day. So with those ones, I would love to have a personal consulting session to do a needs analysis and figure out, a business consultation, or if we do a people consultation, or organizational structure consultation, or, to find out how and what part of the huge model and structure that eXp offers can help that brokerage. Of course, there will be brokerage that it may have no sense to move their entire business into eXp, and that's fine. But I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of them that eXp will be good in their lives, and they can learn how to build a business, through increasing the productivity of their own business, and at the same time having more people learning to leverage through our models and systems, and at the same time building maybe a passive source of income through revenue share that can help them lower their work. It depends on what they want, and how are we going to discover what it is what they want. It's the same thing as like dealing with buyers and sellers, right? You have to do your buyer consultation and your seller consultation, your needs analysis to find out what they want, because sometimes they don't even know what they want.
Yeah, that is true. So I have another question for you. If what would you think it's better, to target agents working for a brokerage or to target the owner of the brokerage?
I always
Why
say
would-
go to the second and the third most productive agent of each brokerage. They're the ones that are going to jump because they want to be the most productive ones. They want to be the first place. And usually in traditional brokerage here in the country, the most productive one is the most productive one because the brokerage gives them the leads or clients or favorites in a lot. So you're going to find a lot of second and third place, very frustrated agents that are going to be easy to convert, and not only easy to convert, it's going to be better for them. They're going to have more money in their pockets. Also, you're going to do good that way. But at the same time, if you can convert the whole company, go for it. But it's not always that easy.
Yeah, I think it will be more complicated as before.
Of course.
Before.
Yes. The most
So,
productive
yeah.
one, it's going to be difficult to convert to because he's comfortable in the brokerage. But second and third are going to be easy.
Yeah, it makes all the sense in the world.
Hey,
Yeah, well, I'm very excited about it. I think it's an amazing model. I liked it. At the beginning, I was everyone, like, what is this thing? And I spoke, of course, with a friend. I was telling Ken that works in Sotheby's, and he's like, I have a place for you over there. I was like, yeah. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to speak with someone that is in eXp to see who I'm going to join. I spoke with Ken. And I mean, I'm in love with the model, to be honest. I like it. You have to be open-minded. And
Of course.
yeah, I'm really excited to start. And then, I mean, the opportunity of Mexico, it's amazing. I moved to the US almost 6 months ago, but I have all my family and friends down in Mexico. So I was working there before. It was in a private company that is in commercial, some residential real estate, not so much. So I was like, I mean, I was not out there as an agent, but I was there, and I love the industry. That's why I'm doing it.
Perfect.
But I mean, that's why I want to do it in Mexico. When I saw that opportunity, I was pretty
So
excited about it.
You were in Mexico City, in La Ciudad de Mexico.
I was born and raised in Mexico City, and
Okay.
I lived there for 2 years, and then I lived abroad. And then my wife is American, and then she was like, "Okay, I'm done with Mexico. It's time to go to the U.S." I was like, "Okay, well, I'm going to the U.S. real estate. That's what I know what to do."
Exactly.
So yeah.
Right.
Well,
It'll be my pleasure, Pedro, to help you. Yes, Ken.
so a couple quick other questions. So what can you tell us about the commercial launch in Mexico? Is that concurrent? Is that down the road, or what's the deal?
We're planning on launching commercial early next year.
Okay.
But right now, to be honest with you, I haven't even studied how it is in the States. So we will probably do like a carbon copy out of it and just launch it here, proportional to the cost and all that. But right now, it's not on my mind at this moment. I need to launch on Monday.
So
I don't know how you're doing all this. It's just thinking about it is like all these different neighborhoods and all cities are all different. My mom lives in San Miguel de Allende, and I'm like, that's kind of like jumping into America as soon as you get into San Miguel, and then Cabo.
No. In Keller Williams was very easy because you have market centers and then you have local leaders, right? The OPs and team leaders of each market center in each country and each city. But right now, it's just one team for the whole country. Wow, it's just amazing, and it's been a challenge. However, I think we end up with a pretty good model, and we have a great team that's going to help us serve a lot of people. Yes, it's been very interesting.
So, Ismael, in terms of scaling your business, how do you see that? I mean, I don't. You probably have some forecasting right now in terms of what you think is going to happen over the next 6 months, 12 months, and what that mean for you to scale your business, bring on new people. So, what can you tell us about that? And then I have
the most conservative forecast that we have is that we're going to end 2021 with above 2,000 agents, a little bit below 2,100. but that's the forecast. We're expecting 400 agents on day one, which is Monday, and we're expecting around another 200 to 300 in December. So we may end up 2020 with 700 agents, maybe 800 agents. That's in 1 month. And as I told you, the most conservative for 2021 is 2,000 agents. But I think personally, without taking into consideration all the analysts and the financial people and all those, that really narrows that down. I think we're going to be like 3,000 for 2021.
Yeah, you're
with
probably
what I've seen, because it's really crazy.
Yeah.
The amount of people that wants to join.
okay. And then you had mentioned earlier about your willingness to do needs analysis as we, look to sponsor agents in Mexico. Your schedule obviously is going to fill up in no time. So do
Right.
you have other folks on your team that we could reach out to have that,
Of course.
discussion, that needs analysis with, and where do we find their contact information?
Right. I will continue doing needs analysis and consultations only with high profile teams and agents. But I do have a building growth team. I'm going to have assistants, and I'm going to have I'm going to call it a conversion team that's going to do all the explanations and everything. So they're going to be introduced formally on Monday too. So
Okay.
over there on the website, you're going to have all the contact information of them. I wouldn't share their contact with you right now, because I only have their personal phone number.
Yeah, no,
And
that's
they're
fine.
going to have their work phone number on Sunday. So Monday we will have them.
Okay.
Yes.
Dustin, you have a couple questions?
I do. This is really cool. Just because I've seen what this model does for the average agent in the United States, and hearing you talk about the opportunity in Mexico, you mentioned it's the cheapest, if it's one of the cheapest, if not the cheapest brokerages. And so that kind of boggles my mind. You already answered one of my questions is, are you expecting just a mass, onboarding of agents, or do you plan on it taking a while? And so you answered my question there. Is there a certain process that you want for agents outside Mexico to sponsor or onboard agents who are in Mexico? Do you want us to go through you and set up those needs analysis consultations, or is there something else? Or, how would you like us to do that?
I think at the beginning, yes, I think at the beginning, you were going to have to refer those agents to my team until you guys feel confident enough that you know the differences on the model. But what I wouldn't like is, to be shared information that is not correct, because that can, cause a lot of attrition, and retention is huge part of this model, as you know. So you can refer them to our team, and we can take over for sure, at least at the beginning. And that's going to help my team too to practice. I need them to become experts on doing consultations and presentations and webinars and all these group sessions, and we need to practice a lot.
Excellent. And
yes.
Right now, what do you think is the biggest challenge that eXp has for really? I didn't realize we're going to have 400 or so agents on day one. That's a great start. But what's the biggest challenge? What's the biggest headwind that you see that we need to tackle to really have long-term dominance and success in the market?
What I think is going to be the biggest challenge, you see, the real estate business in the States, in comparison to Mexico, it's very high production. It's I don't want to sound say something incorrect, but in the States, it's more common to see very high productive agents, and the standard units closed a year, it's a lot higher than it is for an agent in Mexico, right? To give you an example, in KW, nationwide, the average transactions per agent in the country within KW is 3.6 transactions a year. So you can imagine. So the biggest challenge and focus that I need to have is to make these agents productive, right? Teach them, because we don't have all the technology available, and we don't have Zillow and pay-per-click and lead generation sources, great lead generation sources as a real estate agent in the States has. So a lot of Mexican realtors are used to making business like this. They grab a sign, they put it on a on a property, and they sit by the phone expecting to ring. That's their lead generation efforts. So if we teach them how to really generate prospecting, door knocking, open houses is something that we don't do. Mexican agents don't do open houses. When they do it wrongly. They do parties, right, Pedro?
Yeah.
They do parties for their realtors. That's the open houses that they do. So if we teach them all these models on how to do drip campaigns, how to stay in touch with your clients, how to use technology to execute your campaigns, how to do your lead conversion, and we have agents that are being more productive, that's going to spread. And I think that's going to be the challenge, because if not, if they aren't productive, then eXp is expensive.
Yeah.
Then it doesn't make sense. So that's the challenge. We have to have first. What I say is that we're going to have 400 applicants day one. It doesn't mean that we're going to approve them all, right? Because we have to make sure they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. So yes, that it is. So I'm going to need a lot of help from you guys with some trainings and mentoring, probably, and coaching sessions and examples of videos, how to increase your productivity.
We can do that.
Yes.
Awesome.
Ismael, one of the things that Pedro shared with me that's very different than the US is, I mean, here in the US, a family may stay in a home for 8 or 9 years and then they move. And so turnover of properties is relatively high. In Mexico, that's not the case. A family buys a home and they stay there a long, long time, if not forever. So
Correct.
volume, which you kind of spoke to earlier about volume on a per agent basis is much lower. But property turnover is much lower. So there's just not near the transactions. But on the other side, you know, the leasing market, apartments, that kind of thing is
Yes.
okay. So do you have agents who specialize in leasing versus selling? Do the agents do everything? And how will the eXp model work in a leasing environment, if it will at all?
That's one of the things that we need to teach our agents, to specialize in something. I don't know what, just pick one thing and do that, because agents do everything. They sell, they build, they lease, they everything. So to answer the question, from all of the people that I've spoken with in the past couple of weeks, I've only spoken with one agent that he is specialized in commercial leasing. But this is a long-term, high price, like industrial chips and all that, right? In leases, it's, oh my God, this keeps me awake at night. We're not going to do vacation rentals. We're not going to get involved. That's a huge market, but it's a huge liability. And we're establishing a minimum of GCI on leases for us to get involved in the contracts, because that's a lot of risk. But it's going to work the same. You know, 25% goes to your cap for the month that you collect of lease. But if you do have 4,000 pesos, it's $180 commission. Well, just keep it. You know, it's but I'm not going to do your contracts. I'm not going to get involved. You can't use eXp name on that leases. But if you're going to do like a 20,000 pesos lease, 25,000, 50,000 pesos lease, then we're there and we help you. And because if not, it's not profitable. It's just not
Mhm.
profitable.
Awesome.
Yes.
Pedro, do you have anything else?
No, I think like at the beginning of the call, you answered all my questions. It was like you knew what we were talking for, you know, like it was great. Thank you very much for everything. And
No,
I
thank you, Pedro.
I have more information that I can talk to different brokers in Mexico. And it was very helpful. Thank you.
Thank you, Pedro, for the opportunity. It was my pleasure to help you. You know, if you want to take advantage of the situation that my schedule is a little bit clearer right now. If you want to set up a couple of meetings with some of your candidates, I will be more than happy to do so with you.
Thank you. That's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay.
Ken and Dustin, thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much, and best of luck come Monday.
Thank you.
We're very impressed by you. You're the right guy for this situation for
Thanks.
eXp. So congratulations on that. We're
Thank you
super
very much.
excited for you, and best of luck. We'll be watching on Monday to see how things go, and hopefully we can contribute in a big way to building your team down there in Mexico.
You
Yes.
will. You'll see. And
All right.
please, anytime you come to Mexico, if you're in Mazatlan, I will do the aguachiles and beer sour meat. All right.
Okay, we'll take you up on that. Thank you
All
again
right.
so
See
much.
you guys.
So long.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.